It's good morning, Paula McLean. Welcome to Yellow Shelf.
Hello, Joanna. I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, it is my pleasure. Congratulations. Your book's actually out this week, so it's great to be talking to you. Your book is called The One Remaining. Congratulations, Paula. Tell us all about the book.
Well, the book is a story of a fictional writer, and she's writing her fictional memoir.
Yeah.
And I suppose the story behind the story is that I sat down to write memoir myself and very quickly made the change to fiction. Writing your own memoir is very, very confrontational and
Yeah.
challenging. And so instead, I decided to write about a fictional character, and I chose her to be a writer. And I also felt that I wanted something to happen in her life as a young girl that she never resolves, and that follows through her life.
Yeah, and I think upon reading the book, it was very clear to me that theme of, yeah, as we get older and we actually need to go back to our childhood often to reflect and, like you said, resolve.
Mhm.
The book has plenty around grief, memory loss, like you said, trauma from childhood, and then into healing. Tell us about yeah, tell us anything further about the book that anyone who's curious should know.
Yeah. Well, I think an important thing to know is that when I sat down to write about a memoir's life, that is Hilary, my character was going to be writing about her own life. I thought, well, she really has to talk about her body of work. She's an author. She's a published author of five novels and one collection of short stories. So I thought, well, I really do have to bring in her novels. So off to the side, I had a flip chart and I developed the titles, just the titles originally, for five novels and one collection of short stories. And as Hilary begins to publish as an adult, I bring those novels in and I come up with a theme for them and relate it to Hilary's own life. And she starts to see that in many ways she was writing her own story all along.
And Paul, tell us a bit about you. If we're watching or listening and we are curious about you as an author, tell us about, previous work, what you do, and if there's future books.
Right. Um, well, I am a former fiction editor quite a long time ago now in New York.
Yeah.
And I was also in educational publishing, fell in love with an Australian man, and, and we came to Australia. As they say, the rest is history. I stayed and I have three children as well. And because my husband was traveling a great deal, I really was doing mostly freelance work. I wrote a cookbook about feeding babies and toddlers that at the time, that kind of title didn't exist in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
And then I went on to do quite a bit of work in the education space and was also a writer for the Benevolent Society with a series of titles for parents for them. And then I had many years on the Stella Prize Board. And so I spent almost 10 years reading Australian women's fiction. And when I went off that board, which was coinciding with the middle of COVID, I decided to take some time and start writing myself. So that's my background.
So good. What a journey. Paula, is there plans for more books in the future? Or I know you're enjoying this one at the moment and you've got launch and you're quite busy with the book, but would you write again? Is there always that curiosity as a writer?
Always, and I'm already doing that. So I've
Oh,
recently published a short story, and I have a collection of short stories that I'd like to think about publishing, perhaps. But I've also started another novel, and I suppose what's really interesting about that is that it's based on one of Hilary's novels. in the
A
book.
spin-off. Yeah, clever. Oh, that's so good, Paula. Look, when future books come out, future publications, please, I would love to have you back on Yellow Shelf to be able to chat again. Enjoy the craziness of book launch and all the exciting times that that brings. And thank you for joining us on Yellow Shelf.
It was an absolute pleasure, Joanna.
Cheers.
Bye bye.